Hey everybody, having an unboxing today. This is the 2018 MacBook Pro. So this is the 13-inch version. It's a smaller one. They also have a 15-inch. And I believe this is the lowest, the weakest configuration. This is the i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. Because this thing goes all the way up to i7 and even i9 with up to 32 gigs of RAM. So this is the weakest one, I believe. I'm not sure because this is a review unit that was given to me by Apple. So I'm really excited to try this out because I haven't used a new MacBook in a few years, and I'm going to compare it to the Huawei MateBook X Pro, which I like a lot, and quite frankly it's probably a better deal than the MacBook. There's just no way around it. Although I completely understand why people prefer Macs over Windows, because Mac is just a better OS than PC, in my opinion. Like, I admit it, even though I just think something like a Huawei MateBook X Pro is a better value. So I'm going up to China after this, so I'm going to do this unboxing here in Hong Kong, and I'm going to take this up to China where I'll be probably finishing the video in my hotel. So let's put this to the side first. So this should be a pretty simple unboxing. There's not much to open for a laptop. So you have papers, warranties. This is a power brick that's relatively large. The MateBook X Pro's power brick is a little bit smaller. And then you have, this is the UK Hong Kong plug. And then USB-C to USB-C cable, because the MacBook Pro uses USB-C for power delivery. So I don't know why Apple still insists on using Lightning for iPhones, because Apple even concedes USB-C is the best method of power delivery. So this is not the space gray, this is the lighter silver color, I think. The space gray look a lot better in my opinion. So it's very sturdy. Let me grab the Huawei laptop just to put it side by side. So I have here the Huawei MateBook X Pro. So they have very similar footprint. This MacBook Pro is a little bit smaller, but that's because the Huawei MateBook X Pro has a larger screen. So we'll open up the laptop now. Oh, it powered on by itself. Or did I accidentally press the power button? So you see, this is that butterfly keyboard that's been quite controversial. And then right here is the touch bar. So I gotta set up my language really quick. Okay, so now I have to set up my Fingerprint Id on the MacBook Pro. So you see right here, this is the Huawei laptop. The fingerprint power button is right here on the MacBook Pro. It's right here in the touch bar has lit up to tell me to register my fingerprint. So we see right now is asking me to set up True Tone display. This is the technology carried over from the iPhone and iPad. What it does is it will change the display temperature according to the lighting source. So if it will be a little bit easier on your eyes. So if you're in a room with harsh lighting, then the lighting will cool down a little bit instead of making it harsh. So let's check out the touch bar really quick. This is my first experience with it too. So you see, I can adjust my volume like this with a touch bar slider. And then I believe brightness, same thing. I can adjust brightness like so. So now let's look at both laptops side by side. The Huawei MateBook X Pro on the left and the MacBook Pro 13-inch on the right. So you see that, let's go to max brightness for both displays. So I believe the MacBook Pro is brighter. It might be the wallpaper though, actually. No, the MacBook Pro looks a little bit brighter. So when you see the Huawei display, it's a little bit more immersive, it's more bezel-less. And then you look at the trackpad now. So both of these laptops have really huge trackpad, which is awesome because the bigger the trackpad is, the more area you have to move around. But ultimately, I think I'm gonna use a mouse just because that's what I like. So anyway, I'm gonna head off to China now. I'm gonna play around with this when I get to the hotel tonight, and I'll have a video up later. Hey everybody, so I just got back from China where I used the MacBook Pro extensively. I wrote an article yesterday night on this until 2 a.m. It's on Forbes now if you're interested in checking it out. I basically went up to China to this Huawei event. Damn, I'm kind of getting distracted by this video here. So anyway, this video is mostly on this, the 13-inch MacBook Pro, but I thought I would compare it with the Huawei MateBook Pro X just because they're the two new laptops I have right now. And I was actually wrong. You know, during my unboxing, I thought that this was the base model of the MacBook Pro with i5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM. No, this is actually a pretty tricked out model. Apple gave me something a lot better than I thought. This is actually an i7 model with 16 gigs of RAM and 2 GB of internal storage. So I went on apple.com and looked up this exact configuration, and basically this thing costs $3,600. $3,600 US dollars. It's crazy. The MacBook Pro X, the MateBook, man, all these names are so damn similar. The MateBook X Pro only sells for $1,500. This one anyway, with 512 gigs of internal storage and i7. So both of these are i7 chipset, but you know, this has a 2 GB storage, so you can't really compare it. If you lower this to 512, it's still going to be a lot more expensive than this laptop here, but that's just the Apple premium that you pay. So another thing I really like as I got to use the laptop, I'm a really big fan of this touch bar. I mean, I mentioned it during the unboxing that I like it already. I really like that it's context. It's aware of the context, and then it'll change what's there according to what you have on the screen. So right now I open Safari, and you see you have these immediate buttons here, shortcuts. I can go into Facebook right away if I want. By just tapping on it, it'll take me to Facebook. We'll go Twitter really quick because I wanted to show you this thing I saw. When you play video, this touch bar becomes like a video player. So check this out. I can play, pause. I can even scrub forward and backward in the video. That's really cool. I like that. And I also like that if you have multiple tabs open, you can jump between all the tabs right here on the touch bar. So you see, you get a little preview. You even get a little preview of the website on your touch bar too. So you are able to just hold on it and then drag, and it will switch web pages accordingly. I find this very useful. I don't know why so many reviewers say this is a gimmick. I like it, man. And you can, you know, change screen brightness right here. All that, everything. It's a slider. It feels very intuitive. Volume, all that. Okay, so checking out the display, you have a 13.9-inch display on the MateBook X Pro, and a 13.3-inch on the MacBook Pro. I'm just gonna call this the Apple laptop and the Huawei laptop going forward. I'm tired of all these like ridiculously clunky ass names like Huawei MateBook X Pro. So next year is gonna be Huawei MateBook X Pro like Turbo or Plus some shit. So let's just play both videos. So just check out the display. Both displays look very good and they both get very bright, but as I showed during the unboxing, the Apple laptop gets a little bit brighter. And while we're here, we might as well do the sound test. So we'll check the Apple laptop first. So we'll go up to 50% volume. So this is very good sound. You have stereo speakers, sound upward firing speakers from here. Let's go up to max volume. So that's really damn loud. Now let's go over to the Huawei MateBook. So go to 50% volume. We'll go to max. So it would appear that the Apple laptop MacBook Pro gets a little bit louder, but the Huawei MateBook X Pro speaker, it's a little bit more full, has more bass. So I'm not going to get too technical with this testing because I'll be honest, I'm not a big computer person. That's not my area of expertise. I don't play games, and I don't do heavy video editing, as you guys can tell from this channel with all my kind of just amateur-ish videos. I use computers mostly do word processing, watch freaking videos, and I swear I don't always watch K-pop videos. I just have to do K-pop videos on YouTube because all the other songs I play, if I play something from like Beyonce, I would get copyright strike. So, and I write a lot of articles and just, you know, surf the web a lot. And for that, I really like the MacBook Pros. I like Mac OS over Windows. It's just a little bit more gestures that I like. I like that, you know, you can jump between these different apps, swipe around with fingers. And, you know, I know someone's going to say, well, you can do this on Windows too. I just think on the MacBook Pro, it's a little bit more intuitive. And then you have drag and drop, airdrop, all of that with an iPhone. It's better than any Bluetooth connection I've been able to establish with Windows and an Android. And the MacBook Pro also has Siri integration now. So, hey Siri, what's the temperature in Hong Kong right now? Because it's pretty damn hot. So in Hong Kong, it's 29 degrees and I don't know why Siri's not. Oh, I think Siri's not talking because I turned off the sound. Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
Kid joke alert. How do you put a baby astronaut to sleep?
You rock it. Okay. Yeah, so Siri's in here. A lot of people hate on Siri, but I actually think Siri's pretty decent. It's not as good as Google Assistant, but it's better than Cortana. Another thing I want to talk about is the build quality. So earlier, when I reviewed the MateBook X Pro, I called this amazing craftsmanship just as good as the MacBook Pro. After using a little bit, I actually realized, no, it's not quite there. This is an excellent craftsmanship, but Apple craftsmanship, at least for laptops, is just slightly higher. So I'll give you an example. When you look at the hinge on both laptops, you notice the Huawei laptop, there's a little bit of a space right here. So when you run your fingers through it, it's not that smooth. Now, am I nitpicking? Yes, this is complete nitpicking, but that's what I do, right? Now you look at the Apple laptop, MacBook Pro, and it's completely flush. The hinge area, it's completely smooth. In fact, when you run your fingers through the MacBook Pro, other than this part and the ports, everything is smooth. It really feels like one piece of metal. It's a cliche, but it's true. Whereas you hold the MacBook Pro, you feel a little bit of flex when you hold it tight, and then there's a little bit of a sharpness right there in the hinge. Now, this is still like a 98 out of 100 in terms of craftsmanship, but this might be 100 out of 100. But with that said, if you consider the price difference, 1,500 versus 3,600, not even close. I would buy this over this 10 times out of 10. But that's, you know, if you're factoring all the money. If you're just in a vacuum, if money is no issue, then I like the Mac OS better than Windows. And I just like the touch bar. I think it's very fun. But one area the Huawei laptop wins into is the keyboard. It might be hard to see in the video, but you just get a bit more travel with the keys. This is a chiclet keyboard, and there's pretty decent travel and tactile feeling as you're typing on it. Now, meanwhile, on the MacBook Pro, it is a butterfly keyboard, and that's very controversial. Apple is taking a lot of shit for it, and rightfully so. There's just not a lot of travel. As I type on it, sometimes I was typing yesterday night, and sometimes I would type and I'll be like, wait, did I really press that letter? Because I didn't feel a haptic feedback. Just there's not a lot of responsiveness when you press into it. Whereas on this, you get a little bit more. Now, obviously, if you use a mechanical keyboard, all these keyboards are gonna suck. But for laptop keyboards, I think the Huawei MateBook X Pro, it's pretty damn good. And there's also the Fingerprint Reader on the Huawei MateBook X Pro. It's one touch. So that means when your machine is off, you just have to press the power button on once, and it boots up all the way. On a MacBook Pro, it has to be a two-step process. So you have to turn on the machine once, and then when you get to the lock screen, then it'll tell you to put your finger there, and then you put your finger there to unlock. But it does unlock pretty fast. So a couple of things of note. If you look at ports, the MacBook Pro only has 4 USB-C ports. Now the good news is you can charge the laptop with any of these ports, and any smartphone charger will actually charge this laptop. It might charge really slow, but it does charge it. You don't need to use a brick, the one that Apple came with. On a Huawei laptop, you get 2 USB-C port, but also a full-size USB-A port, and that's useful because I like to use a mouse. So on this laptop, I can use a mouse. My Bluetooth mouse is plugged straight in. On the Apple laptop, I have to use a freaking dongle, which is annoying. That's the thing. These are the things that Apple make you do. They make you sacrifice things and spend more money. In terms of battery life, I only used this one night and it was plugged in half the time, so I can't really give a definitive answer yet. But battery life seems to be really good. I typed yesterday night until I worked until 2 a.m. I probably started working at 9 a.m. and the laptop was plugged in and out here and there. But the battery percentage never dropped below like 85%, even when I was typing on it for like an hour and a half without plugged in. So I believe I read reviews that it lasts about a good 8-9 hours. I think that seems to be true. I'm going to put it more to the testing as I use it with my full review later on. So that's about it for now. This is the MacBook Pro 13-inch i7. This is the Huawei MateBook X Pro 13.9-inch i7. Thanks for watching.